to do something with this board today. It has set in my way in my craft room. I've leaned it up against things. It's fell over. I had it put together. I done it with some scrap wood slats when my husband was building cabinets. He had to shear some down or cut some off, and had a bunch of slats. I've made a lot of projects out of them, but I put it together with glue and those boards there, and it's been in here falling over, and I don't remember what I even had it in here for, what I was making. So I'm going to get it, I'm going to do something with it. I'm going to get it out of my way, and I'll show you what I have in mind. I'm trying to go slow. I got this off of the Silhouette store, but it is on Etsy also, the same one. And this red here that you saw, it was actually part of the sign, and I released the compound path and removed that so it would cut the size I needed. I have set my cameo to cut with no mat, and the sign is going to be right here. It's 9 inches wide and 28 inches tall. So I'm gonna cut it out with my cameo, but I'm gonna show you how I'm doing that. Well, as usual, I'm having trouble. I had put my cameo 4 away because I use the 3 all the time. And I looked over while my paper was cutting, or my vinyl, and it was going off and cutting wrong. And I did have this little thing set where it was supposed to be. This was up, so I'm going to have to contact Silhouette and see why it was going off like that. But I've used the stuffings out of it. I've had it for a long time. But pulled out my 4, and let's see how it cuts. I had to reconnect the Bluetooth, which is no problem. You just hit the blue button and it just pretty much finds it. Okay, so I'm going to cut with the 4 instead of the 3. Well, more problems. There's a firmware update. So I got to connect it to the USB on my computer and do that before I can do anything. Got it upgraded and it's cutting. I'm trying to see the cut. Yeah, I see. Okay. Okay, it did cut it, but it cuts. That's why I went and I always stayed with my 3. Let me show you what it does. If anybody has a 4, okay, I've got to kind of maneuver it to come up. Well, see, I could just take this and pull it out with my Cameo 4. It just needs just a little bit, to be a little bit deeper on the cutting. But I'm afraid to take it up to 2, the blade depth of 2, or I don't know, I guess I'm going to have to fiddle with it and see if I need a little more pressure on it, or each machine is different, I know, but I was used to that one, and I was used to the way it cut, and I knew when to increase everything, and it's just, it worked. I mean, it's just going to take some time to get it weeded out. So if anybody has a Cameo 4 or even a Cameo that does this, what would you do? Well, I finally got my board painted, and that dark board, the stain, it was hard to cover up with the red. I had to give it 4 coats. Got too much paint. And I couldn't take my room anymore. So I just stopped working on this project and cleaned up my room. I've been doing so many projects just back to back. I have just literally made a bad mess. And decided to stop and I ended up taking my heat press out of here and putting it somewhere else in another room because I use it, but it's not like I can't, you know, I don't use it like I do my Cameo and all the other stuff, and it just made a little more room to move things around. I always had my trash can sitting out in the middle of the floor because I didn't have any room for it. And I moved things around to where it's actually under my desk where it used to be, and I can just, it's much handier, and I'm not walking around it. Then I got out, I put up all my fall florals and anything that I was working with that I had brought in here for the fall. I put it up because I won't be doing any more fall till next year. So I put that away, and it's out of my way. And I do have other projects piled for Christmas, but they're here for a reason. So, okay, I'm not going to have you sit here and watch me stencil this the whole time, but I wanted to let you know where I was. Well, here it is finished, and I did put a hanger on the back in case somebody wanted to hang it. It's made of slats and it's real light. Can be set up or hung, either way. Well, I'm out in the garage again, and I made up some patterns. Well, I got the patterns off the Silhouette store, but I kind of revised them a little bit. As you can see, they were scalloped, and I didn't want scalloped. Anyways, I made some patterns, and I'm going to cut these two trees out with my scroll saw. Okay, can't see it, but I got it cut. Now I'm going to start on the other one. I have them cut out and sanded, and I also wanted to show you what my husband has done for me. He got me a shop light and put it over my work area where I can see good. And we stopped in at a pawn shop. I had never been in a pawn shop, and I walked in there and I saw that, and he knew I was eyeing it. And I can cut like this bigger piece of board, a 12 inch wide, because my other one was a 10 inch, and this is a 10 inch also, but this has the slide that pulls out. You know, I've got it locked and I don't want to walk around and do it. But anyways, I can cut bigger boards, and it cuts nice. And it looked brand new when I got it. So, I'm happy now. I could spend all day out here cutting. Okay, I'm here in my craft room, and I've started the trees by giving them a coat of the Waverly Antiquing Wax. And I'm going to finish on and do the other two. And then from there, I'm going to pick out some sort of a green. I don't know what color yet, but to go, I believe, just on the tops and leave the bottoms stained. Well, I have them coated with the Waverly Antiquing Wax. They've dried. And I'm going to use the Ceram coat by Delta. And the color is a dark forest green. That's what I've picked out. So let's see what that color looks like. I think I like it. So get the first one done. It's covering nice. And I like the color with the antiquing wax, the brown. And I'm not going to do in here. I'm just going to do the front side of it. There's a little lump of something in that. Okay, I like that color. Looks like only one coat's going to be sufficient. Here they are finished. I just took a round from the tree that I cut down the other day, or some limbs I cut off the other day with the Decor mini chainsaw. And I took my brad nailer and some wood glue and put them together and put a little of the Spanish moss on the bottom, and I think they all turned out really cute. So until the next one, guys, we'll see you later. Oh, and I wanted to add that I may not have a video up Monday. I'm not really for sure. I have family coming in, and I do want to spend time with them. So we'll see you later.